You ever wonder if one tiny, simple act of kindness could, actually change your entire future? Well, today we're going to dive into this amazing story from the Buddhist tradition that says, yeah, it absolutely can. It's a story all about fate and how one small action completely rewrote the script.
And really, that's the big question, isn't it? Can something that seems totally insignificant actually shift the entire course of your life? Let's just keep that question in mind as we get started.
All right, so our story kicks off with a prophecy, and it's a pretty grim one, hanging over this man who has absolutely no idea his time is almost up. So picture this. We've got a Buddhist monk just living his quiet life, doing his daily routines. He has no clue, not an inkling, that there's a cosmic countdown happening on his very existence.
7. That's it. That was the number that apparently sealed his fate. A local Brahmin, someone who was a real expert in divination, had seen the monk's future, and he saw it with this, chilling certainty.
Yeah, there was zero doubt in the fortune teller's mind. This wasn't just some vague prediction or a guess. To him, it was a cold, hard fact. Some heavy karmic debt was about to be collected, and he was so sure about it that he basically just sat back to watch it happen.
Okay, so now let's switch over to the monk's point of view. He's totally in the dark about this death sentence and is just going about his business. And this is right where the story takes a fascinating, unexpected turn.
So here we are, day 6. He's got just one day left, according to the prophecy. The monk is just walking through his monastery, not looking for some big heroic task to do. He's just there. And he spots a small problem.
And what does he do? Nothing crazy, nothing dramatic. He just finds a hole in the monastery wall. Maybe it was worn down by the rain. Who knows? So he goes, he gets some mud and whatever else he needs, and with his own 2 hands, he carefully patches it up. He's not doing it for praise or for anyone to notice. He's just doing it because, well, it needed to be done.
And this brings us to the moment of truth. The prediction was crystal clear, death on day 7. But something didn't quite go according to plan.
The sun came up on that 7th day, and it went down. And then the 8th day arrived, and the monk, he was still alive. He was totally fine, healthy, just going about his day like nothing happened. The prophecy had failed.
I mean, you can imagine the Brahmin's shock when he saw the monk again. He was completely floored. His skills were legendary. He'd never, ever been wrong about something this certain. He just had to know what happened. What kind of powerful great deed could possibly have defied a fate that was set in stone?
So the Brahmin goes and finds the monk, searching for an answer. And the monk's response is what unlocks the whole point of this story. It's fantastic. The Brahmin asks him, "What did you do? What great thing did you accomplish in the last week?" And the monk is just confused. He's like, I don't remember doing anything special. All I did was I fixed a little hole in the monastery wall.
And right there, that was the aha moment for the Brahmin. He instantly made this incredible connection. See, the monk saw a physical hole, a physical gap, and he filled it. But on this deeper, cosmic level, he had, without even knowing it, mended the gap in his own lifespan. It's this beautiful idea that his external act perfectly mirrored and healed an internal, fated problem.
So this wasn't some kind of magic trick. What the Brahmin realized points to this really profound spiritual idea about the hidden power that all of our actions can have.
The Brahmin basically shouted that the monastery was an inconceivable field of merit. Now, this is a really cool concept. Think about it like planting a seed. If you plant one good seed in really, really fertile soil, you don't just get one plant back, right? You get a massive harvest. In this story, the monk's small, sincere act, that was the seed. And the monastery, a place of community and spiritual practice, was the incredibly fertile soil. It amplified the good deed way beyond what you'd expect. So what does this whole story teach us? Well, first, that we should never, ever underestimate the power of a small, sincere act. The monk wasn't trying to save his own life. He was just trying to be helpful. Second, where we put our good energy really matters. And finally, and maybe this is the biggest one, it suggests that even a fate that looks totally sealed can actually be changed by our own positive actions.
So really, to wrap it all up, this story leaves us with this one powerful idea. It shows us that when we take the time to fix something that's broken out there in the world around us,
We might just, in ways we can't possibly understand, be mending something that's broken inside our own lives, or maybe even our own destiny.
And that, of course, brings it all back to us, to you.
This story isn't just about some monk from ages ago, it's an invitation. So I'll leave you with this to chew on. What's one small, overlooked hole in your world that you could mend today? Because you never know what you might really be fixing. Thanks for joining me for this one.